In an industry built on image,
dark-skinned women, especially men, get overlooked. It's always about light skin, but it's like I'm always fighting this uphill battle just to be seen and valued.
two plus-size models,
Body positivity, but then they're stuck on this mindset of what is the right kind of plus size.
You know what, Lauren? I'm light-skinned. Yeah. When you factor in my shape, it erases and debunks any type of privilege they think I might have.
take a fearless stand against their fashion agency's colorist agenda.
Beauty has no shape nor shade, and division has no place in our community.
But a long-buried love triangle threatening to unravel their hard-won sisterhood.
I've been thinking about how everything been going down recently, and I blamed you. I was wrong and know that I regret that. But there's something else you need to know.
Who the hell is this in my lady house?
Raw, rebellious,
It's me. Where are you?
Don't you feel safe with me?
and unapologetically bold.
Damn.
Sean's done with me. Sean's done with me. I don't know what to do.
Full-Figured Flings is a fierce, emotional ride through betrayal, identity, and the high cost of truth. In an industry built on image,
Dark-skinned women, especially men, get overlooked. It's always about light skin, but it's like I'm always fighting this uphill battle just to be seen and valued.
two plus-size models,
Body positivity, but then they're stuck on this mindset of what is the right kind of plus size.
You know what, Lauren? I'm light-skinned. Yeah. When you factor in my shape, it erases and debunks any type of privilege they think I might have.
take a fearless stand against their fashion agency's colorist agenda.
Beauty has no shape nor shade, and division has no place in our community.
But a long-buried love triangle threatening to unravel their hard-won sisterhood.
I've been thinking about how everything been going down recently, and I blamed you. I was wrong and know that I regret that. But there's something else you need to know.
Who the hell is this in my lady house?
Raw, rebellious,
It's me. Where are you?
Don't you feel safe with me?
and unapologetically bold.
Damn.
Sean's done with me. Sean's done with me. I don't know what to do.
Full-Figured Flings is a fierce, emotional ride through betrayal, identity, and the high cost of truth. In an industry built on image,
Dark-skinned women, especially men, get overlooked. It's always about light skin, but it's like I'm always fighting this uphill battle just to be seen and valued.
two plus-size models,
Body positivity, but then they're stuck on this mindset of what is the right kind of plus size.
You know what, Lauren? I'm light-skinned. Yeah. When you factor in my shape, it erases and debunks any type of privilege they think I might have.
take a fearless stand against their fashion agency's colorist agenda.
Beauty has no shape nor shade, and division has no place in our community.
But a long-buried love triangle threatening to unravel their hard-won sisterhood.
I've been thinking about how everything been going down recently, and I blamed you. I was wrong and know that I regret that. But there's something else you need to know.
Who the hell hell is this? Get my lady high!
Raw, rebellious,
It's me. Where are you?
Don't you feel safe with me?
and unapologetically bold.
Sean's done with me. Sean's done with me. I don't know what to do.
Full-Figured Flings is a fierce, emotional ride through betrayal, identity, and the high cost of truth.
I know y'all weren't ready for this. I know y'all weren't ready, but guess what? It's your girl, Lily Mae, and it's consulting time. Back to the basics. Your girl is busy. Okay. And no, these are not veneers. They are real and they are all mine. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm back and I'm ready. Okay. So listen, this what's up, guys. For real. Welcome. I'm so excited to be back to It's Consulting Time. Back to the basics. A platform designed to inform, educate, inspire, and empower. Okay. But nah, for real. Tonight we're gonna have an authentic conversation. I'm your host, of course, the one, the only Lily Mae. And I'm gonna bring out my special guest co-host for the series in just a few minutes. But I want you to know that It's Consulting Time. Back to the basics is all about honoring tradition while tolerating and expressing appreciation and understanding of current trends. So It's Consulting Time. Back to the basics is not about accepting what the status quo said. It's about acknowledging that it exists, but also taking a stand for the betterment of the people that we serve and support. So, guys, without further ado, let me bring out my special guest co-host. And this is Angie.
Hello.
And guys, really tonight, this conversation is long overdue. So tonight we are continuing our conversation series connected to the upcoming film Full Figured Flings, also known as Triple F. Okay. And so this series is called Fully Seen Conversations Before Full Figure Flames. Now, we're going to dive deep into the cultural conversations that inspired the film. Now, today's topic is cultural implications. Who profits off the term? So we're going to talk about the way language and labels influence industries like fashion, beauty, media, and entertainment. But because we are focusing on this film, we're going to kind of dive into the film. But the major question we want to explore tonight is simple but complex. And we want to know if the terms stout, full-figured, curvy, fat, BBW, pleasantly plump, if all of those different terms are empowering people or labeling them for profit. Angie, let's get into it, baby.
All right, let's go. So in essence, like you said, the term full figured plus curvy, body positive, these words exist everywhere. They always have. You see them in fashion campaigns, commercials, movies, beauty advertisements, social media, Instagram, everywhere. Entire industries have been built around these terms. But let's be real. Who created these labels? As a little girl, I've always been big bone, chunky, all of them.
Yep.
Forever.
Stout.
Before it became popular, But now, my bad. But now it's as if, oh, wait a minute. there's a market there. Somebody can capitalize on this.
Yep.
And just because that light bulb has finally gone off, I just sit back and think about me as a child. If you was dressed up or you was in sweats, you didn't have the options for clothing styles as a chunky or child growing up.
You did.
Whereas now you go in the store, there's petite, husky, even for kids. So if we're putting these labels on kids, the labels are already there for the adults. So, okay, just being real. Where did these come from? Because like I said, as a child growing up in the 80s and 90s, I've always been chunky, big bone, whatever you want to call it. But when I went shopping, there were no options for a kid with those labels. So you was just gonna go to the juniors or the women's, and your grandma, your auntie was just gonna have to cut the pants off because they was too long, but so that they would fit. Okay. So, but now if you go in the store, you see whole sections for kids and adults labeled plus size, women, petite, juniors. Okay. So who
Okay,
I'm gonna stop.
Okay, so this is the thing. Before we can even get into that, all right, guys, we will take you back. Number one, as of 2024 in America, nearly 70% of women are considered plus size. Okay, so for those of you that call yourself curvy and all of this and all of that, that's fine. But you're still plus size if you got all of those curves and you're like a size 12, 14 or above. So I want you to understand that. Okay. So let's go back and do a little history on this. All right, because y'all know I gotta give y'all a little scholarship and a little academia, because it's consulting time. Back to the basics. We bring empirical data and evidence. We're not doing this just off the cuff from our brain. We actually do research with scholarly journals. And if you don't know what a peer-reviewed or a scholarly journal is, I suggest you Google it or chat GPT it. All right, so you got to look at from like 1920 to 1950, right? The term full figure started to replace the term stout. And this came from like fashion theory and other studies that said that in the early 20th century, people wanted to move away from harsh descriptors like stout, or have y'all ever heard the term outsize? Like they would call people outsize, meaning you're larger than the natural size, to describe clothing for larger women. All right.
Never heard of that one.
Yep, outsize. But you know that, look, that's a counterpart thing. Okay. But that's where the marketing comes in. That's where the financial piece comes in. So then we get into the marketing and the euphemism of it all. And guys, if you see me moving around, I got like 6 devices over here going, so we can make sure that everybody gets this conversation tonight. All right. So then in like the 1950s, full figure was adopted by advertisers and retailers to create a more positive and gracious image of women with larger measurements. All right. Now, while plus size has been popularized, right? And it really has become like a technical industry standard term. But do y'all understand that even those of us that identify as plus size, the reason we named this film Full Figure Flings is because, do you know that full figure was used to describe a more specific, usually hourglass body shape, not us? So those of us that are inverted triangles, pears, apples, and things of that nature, the term full figure, the term plus size at that time was not used for us. Because plus size was, it had to be perfect. It was like P and P. Plus size had to be perfect. So my thing is, when, why, how is plus size now being utilized for everyone? I mean, Angie, like, all right, for real, let's talk about the fashion industry. Now, and I want you to take the conversation because I'm about to throw you. I'm about to bank head bounce and throw you the fishing line.
Okay.
But all right, we know for years fashion largely ignored bodies like ours, bodies that were outside of this or this. But allegedly something shifted. But let's talk a little bit about, what your experience was when you was watching America's Next Top Model.
So yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. So I don't know if y'all have been in the know, but it's been all over Instagram. America's Next Top Model came out in the early 2000s. It had like a 24 season run. So it was the show for a long time. And what interests me so with that being said, there's a reality show on Netflix right now that is called America's Next Top Model, The Afterlife or The Reality, something along those lines. And what they did was they dived into talking to the coaches. They did interview Tyra a little bit, but they also started talking to people who were on the show and what it did to propel, reflect, deflect, or ruin their careers, lives, futures. So in the realm of positivity, or what's that, body positivity or plus size, I'm gonna talk about it like this. In 2000, I think it was 2006, Takara, size 12, black, beautiful hourglass shape, was on the show. There was so much in the media, social media, talking about plus size model. She'll never be a model. She'll never be a model. But she was bringing it to every photo shoot. Even when they didn't have clothes that fit, she would figure out a way to take two pieces, put them together, make it work for her. Okay. Because the designers were not making clothes that would fit a size 12. Okay. Boom. She made her presence known in that space. But in 2006, I'm gonna be real with you, the world wasn't ready for it. The publicity, she's not publicity, the publishers, directors, producers were not ready to handle the backlash and or support of a true full size 12 model. All right. She lasted 7 cycles, which was good. She lasted a while. Boom. Let's go 2 more years. Whitney Thompson, cycle 10. She came through and they labeled her from jump. Plus size model, plus size model, plus size. She was a size 6. But she was wild Caucasian descent. Long, flowing, beautiful blonde hair, and a size 6. So while she was much larger, well, not much, she was larger than the standard yes. So yes, the standard beauty standard is for models of that time: tall, thin, blonde, being real, Caucasian. So she met most of the standard, and they could stretch it a little bit by saying, okay, a size 6, because when designers make these clothes for the runways, there's 0s and 2s. So, okay, considering looking at that vantage point, she is plus size. Okay. I support her because she was beautiful. I'm not taking nothing from her because she was beautiful, but was she really a plus size model? No, she was a size 6.
Hell no! Oh no! Hell no! Oh my God! So okay, Angie.
Okay, so but I'm gonna jump this out and then I'm gonna step back. What interests me is in 2006 when Takara was on the show, there was big interest in someone being an actual plus size model the producers were not ready and did not know how to capitalize or even handle that role. So she had to come off the show so that they could regroup and figure out, how can we market this? Is there a market for this? And then we're gonna roll forward just a little bit, I think, to what, 2022, I think, when Sports Illustrated had their first plus size model on the cover. That's almost 20 years. Just putting that out there. Okay, what was you gonna say, ma'am?
All right, so a couple of things, guys, before I even get into it. So there was an article written by Jordan Allen in 2020, and the article is called "There Needs to Be More Plus Size Representation in Hollywood." And so Drea, you were asking how they were measuring that. And so in that particular study, Jordan Allen talked about the fact that they measured it by women who were a size 14 and up. One of the things that stuck out to me in that particular article was that they talked about the fact that directors and producers are purposely going out of their way not to hire a woman who is a size 14 and up. And I'm going to give you an example, which is why I wrote Full Figure Flings. Our lead, Monica, she was telling me, she was like, Miss Lily, I feel like I'm talented. And I'm just not getting casted for certain roles. They always either want me to be background, extra, or they want me to do these type of roles that I'm not comfortable with. Now, first and foremost, I understand that as a director, as a writer, we have an aesthetic that we're looking for when we cast. I get that. I'm not going to take that away. Like you said, Angie, we're not going to take that away from anybody. But I do have an issue when you focus more on that aesthetic than you do the talent. Because it's a whole lot of girls that I see in a lot of these movies. They might have a body like a goddess and a face like a rock, and they can't even act. Like, I can tell you delivering your lines the way you read them on the paper. I can tell you haven't had any training, but you may be something good to look at for people that are appealing, that you appeal to. But are you really telling the story that the writer wants to tell and convey? Or are you just soft porn for them? Because in essence, honestly, almost like now, a lot of the movies that I see that people are saying, oh, this movie trending, oh, watch this movie, it's really made up of soft porn with cosmetic Barbie dolls that have been manufactured for this reason. I even was in one of the casting groups, and a girl said, well, I feel like I might need to go get my body done so that I can get casted in a Tubi movie. And that really struck a nerve with me, because I was like, yo, are you really? Back in the day, we know that white women were, getting fillers and things of that nature so that they could have full lips like black women. They were getting breast implants. Let's talk about Pamela Anderson. They were getting breast implants and stuff so that they could, be full figured and have the curves that black women have. But now black women are going to the extreme and doing the same stuff. Like, I never thought I would see the day that black women were going to get their lips filled.
It's like over accentuating their sex.
I'm floored. But just to get back to it. So when Monica came to me and said that, I was laying in the bed, y'all, and I kid y'all not, I woke my husband up and I said, Dominique, I got it. Full Figure Flings. And we not just writing a movie so that she can lead as a full figure woman. We're going to address an issue, and we're going to address colorism. Because let's be real. If you light-skinned and big, you're going to have a better chance at getting casted than if you dark-skinned and big. And if you dark-skinned and big, you're going to get casted in a role like Precious. If you light-skinned and big, you're going to get casted in a role like Queen Latifah in Just Right, where you are casted alongside somebody that's streamlined, somebody that's Coke bottle or hourglass, somebody that the status quo says
best friend.
as the best friend, and then you're gonna be the second pick and not the first pick. But not in Lily Mae world, not in the household that I grew up in. Because in the household that I grew up in, baby, Big was beautiful, Big was wealthy, and Big ate good. Because if you really do your research in other cultures, over in Trinidad, in Taiwan, even in the UK back in the day, the larger the woman was, baby, the more wealthy she was and the more status she had. So, baby, all of this, all of that, you better know what you're looking for, and you better know what you're looking at. I'm just saying.
And she said it. But it's what's so crazy is that we pull people in general pull what they want from these different cultures, but they don't highlight that. That's not highlighted.
They don't. There was a casting director, Bernard Telsey, and guys, y'all can look this stuff up. That's another article, and they were casting, and I want to say, was it for Broadway? It might have been for Broadway's Hairspray, and the casting director said, and I quote, "We need a young girl who is, what shall we say, chubby, fat, big, but a healthy version of a fat girl, because she is dancing her ass off for 2 hours." And if you don't believe it, I will direct you to an article in volume 31, issue 3, the Journal of American Drama and Theater. The name of the article is Must Be Heavyset, Casting Women, Fat Stigma, and Broadway Barbies.
Okay.
Yes.
But see, Lily, that's another thing. And I think we're going to talk about later on in the series, just because someone is visibly overweight does not mean they're not healthy, does not mean they're not active. Because, like I said, I've always been a big girl. But from age 7 to 18, I played softball. I was active. I was outside doing whatever. So and you can't, and even now, I'm a big lady, but I'm healthy. I don't have cholesterol issues. I am not diabetic.
Praise the Lord, girl.
You know, and these are all things that people just automatically assume, oh, she a big girl, she gotta be. No. But it's crazy that so many people don't love the skin they're in. And I can't remember somebody just said it in the comments, and I didn't get to catch who said it. People don't love the skin that they're in.
They don't.
And many times it's not even their fault, because sometimes they grew up in environments or households where they weren't loved.
And you gotta take it. You know, my husband just got home and he ain't got
where her husband got home, she gotta go see her man. But you know what I'm saying? So they were in households that they realized that they were loved, so they didn't go out looking for it, where everybody's insecurities aren't the same, or securities aren't the same. Thank you, Lily, for always making sure that we can follow up with scholarly journals. She just put here, if the fat studies scholar Marilyn Mann explains that in fat studies there is respect for the political project of reclaiming the word fat, both as preferred neutral adjective. Come on now. Really? I'm sorry. Really? Okay. And also a term of political identity. Seemingly well-meaning euphemisms like heavy, plump, husky, and so forth put a falsely positive spin on a negative view of fatness.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And you know, it's so crazy, because when I think about it, when I really think about, you know, growing up, so I always tell people, I thank God my mother put me in gymnastics. Because I was I'm going to say about an 80 pound, I was like an 80 or probably 100 pound 5-year-old, but I was a gymnast. And because of that, now that, you know, I done got these knock knees corrected, that's the only thing that has saved me and helped me with my recovery. The fact that I was an athlete, the fact that I was 400 pounds playing softball. You get what I'm saying? You know, the fact that my mother made sure, like my parents was like, nah, you big, but you can move.
Exactly.
You're not going to be lazy. And contrary to popular opinion, fat people do not just sit around and eat all day. Now we eat good. Now we do eat good. Because what y'all don't understand is, for real, when I tell you Betty Lou was bringing pork chop sandwiches, food for me, so yeah, all that 100 pounds in kindergarten that I had on me, that's because I was eating good. I ain't have to eat cafeteria food. No, like we ate the whole hog. Angie will tell you, we grew up on farms and stuff. So we was the whole hog sausage. All the fat was in it. It won't process. So see, our fat was healthy fat. Our fat is not fat with all these preservatives and stuff.
And steroids. It was farm raised, grass fed.
Amen.
You know, but there's a difference because like you said, growing up having, yes, you have to love the skin you're in. Piggly Wiggly. Yep. And look, when I go to Danville, I still stop at Piggly Wiggly. Just
and I still get my fried chicken wings. You doggone right.
Yeah. It's different, and especially when you are thinking about now and then.
Yes.
The genetically engineered processed foods that people are eating now. So that coupled with a non-physical lifestyle, because truth be told, we were talking about us being bigger kids, being active. If you have bigger kids nowadays that are eating all this stuff that are not doing anything, they are going to have some of those issues that they're not that they aren't that are, you know, that are the stereotype. So those are cycles that people got to break in their home. Now harken on it, because, you know, they got to love the skin they're in, like several people have said. But you can't just conceptualize or overgeneralize everybody in the same, okay, they big, so let's put them all in the same category.
That's real. Yeah. That's real. All right, guys. So I know y'all, thank you so much, guys, honestly, for tapping in with us. Because this is a crazy situation, crazy conversation. So what we want to talk about is we're going to, you know, definitely talk about fashion. We've been talking a lot about, you know, film, entertainment and stuff, but even in the fashion industry, you know, there has been a shift. You know, when we look at Temu, Shein, like they have I'm gonna tell you, Temu and Shein have the best curvy plus size full figure clothes in the universe. Like I'm telling you, they really came in the clutch, because you see so many different plus size clothing lines or designers or distributors. You're seeing more body positive campaigns. But guys, let me say something real quick. Body positive doesn't mean that just because they make it in your size, you gotta wear it.
Can you say that louder for the people in the back?
Body positive does not mean that just because they make it in your size, that means you gotta wear it. Okay, case in point, and I'm not gonna even go as far as I know most people would go. I'm gonna say it like this. In my mind, and in my husband's mind, I got a BBL. Man, I ain't never had no booty, but in my mind, when I look in that mirror, I got a big old booty. And I love me a bodycon dress. But I know that little bump that I do got in that bodycon dress ain't gonna look like it do on the model, on the Fashion Nova, in the outfit. I know that. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, like, wear stuff to accent your figure. I know that for me, I need something that cuts me under the bust line and flares out to give the illusion that I have the hips that I don't have. Now, I will say this. I love my legs. So, yeah. Now, I might put on some little coochie cutters here and there, because, you know, baby girl guy, I love my legs. You feel what I'm saying? And I like jelly rolls. So, but the thing is, sometimes you got to tame it down and make it look nice. You got, like, because this is the thing. And I'm going to say it like this, and I guess next week going to really take it there with y'all. This is how I feel about it. If you're going to wear clothes to show off your body, why not just go naked? Why not just be a nudist? There's a whole community, and shout out to our ANR family, the Association of Nude Recreation. Shout out to Timothy Shizmar and the whole crew out in Vegas and San Francisco and Sacramento and Los Angeles. Yeah, because this is the thing about nudity. Nudity isn't sexual until you sexualize it. We were born naked. You were born naked in this world, and guess what, baby? When they roll you into that morgue, you're gonna be naked again. So you born naked, you die naked. We dress people up in caskets.
Yeah.
So the thing, I feel like that. And y'all, like, let me tell you something. I legitimately have loved, and Angie and I had this conversation earlier. I have loved to look in the mirror for ages, whether I was 400 pounds or where I am now, because I was taught in my household that the love for self-love starts inside.
Yes.
It's not what you look like. A whole lot of your cosmetic Barbie dolls, they keep cutting on their body because they don't even like themselves for real. They don't. Like, I'm watching people, and y'all know I'm a part of the gastric bypass community. I'm 17 years out. I had gastric bypass in 2009. And I would never forget when I went in for my paniculectomy. And if you don't know what the paniculectomy is where they only remove the excess skin, to keep you from having other medical issues later. So the doctor asked me about a tummy tuck. And I looked at him and was like, nah, what I look like with these broad shoulders and a cinched in waist and this big ass head. I don't think these folks know what they really look like when they going and getting these tummy tucks and all this stuff. And you've been big all your life. Your frame is large. Why are you doing it to yourself? But because the industry says that you look better if you got an hourglass shape, well, guess what? Let me tell you what's real. And we're not supposed to get into it tonight, but I want you to know something. The actual average shape in America is a rectangle. That means your shoulders, your waist, and your hips align. All this bullshit with these BBLs and all of this stuff, it's not natural.
And I mean, and it's not saying that if that's it, don't be aggravated. And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with you. If that's what you want to do for you to accentuate your body, okay, do it. But I get so agitated when it becomes unrealistic. Like, do you realize you look like a cartoon? Or is what you see in the mirror and what you really look like, you got an illusion going on. Those aren't the same images.
Ooh, Angie, that's
I'm just being real. But it kind of also goes down to the medical term, what is it, body dysmorphia? Where what you physically look like and what you feel you look like are not the same thing.
Yeah, I'm with it. I mean, so this is how I feel about, where we are. Because this is the thing, and guys, like I told you, I'm trying to make sure one of the things that we're going to do over here is always give you, information that you can utilize. And shout out to our naturist family, because they are tapped in from Las Vegas. And they are saying families that grow up in naturist households have less statistically premarital sex and feel more confident in their bodies. I believe it. Baby, I believe it, because let me tell you something. I'm going to say it one more time. I equate nudity just like I do with a father kissing their son to show them love. I get so pissed off when I see the images on Instagram of fathers kissing their sons and people always trying to make it, it's either it's homosexual or you shouldn't do that or that's not that he gonna be a bitch and all of this. I get tired of that, because if more fathers were kissing their sons, we probably wouldn't have all of this anger and murder and all of this domestic violence and all of this BS that we got out here in the world. Like, so I equate that with being naked. If y'all stop sexualizing nudity and nakedness, just then maybe more people would be comfortable in embracing it and loving themselves and loving their bodies in their most natural, pure form. Like, I don't get it. That's right, Chelsea. Then they do it, and they do it. They don't get the attention that they want.
She hit the, what is it? They hit the nail with the on the head with the hammer. That is exactly what she just said. But see, because they're not doing it because they're not doing it for them at that point. If they seeking that attention, it ain't for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know, we talked about this too. Like, who decides the definition of full figure and plus size and all of that? Because there are double standards. Large men generally they don't get the flack that large women get. Now granted, you know, they generally are, you know, casting in like comedic roles and stuff like that. But to be real, like, they still don't get it's always a place for them, so to speak. There's gonna always be a place for them, because you always, you know, you're gonna need that guy. You know, you might want him, that security guard, that main security guard. But guess what? The girls they're gonna be flirting with him. You know what I'm saying? I always preface Rick Ross and Bone Crusher. I will never forget going to Super Jam that year.
Greensboro.
Yes, Greensboro College. And Bone Crusher took that shirt off, and I was like, oh. You know, I'm like, my brother fat. I'm fat. I don't know fat, but but it's just crazy, because it's like, yo, but the women were going crazy. They were going crazy. But you let a big girl, because think about it. Look at all the flack Lizzo got. Look at all the flack Monique got.
Yeah. And but see,
go ahead.
Those two, I guess, I don't know what I want to say, because they were so preaching body positivity, being a big girl, loving a big girl, but they not no more.
Well, okay, all right. So let's talk about it, because you know, I'm in that category. So wait, let's plug this. Let's plug this. All right. So let's look at it like this. With Monique, I could see, and she didn't say it, but I could see that Monique potentially probably did suffer with a little cholesterol or blood pressure. And I don't know why, but I feel like she did.
Okay.
With Lizzo, though, think about the industry Lizzo is in. I believe Lizzo did it because she was tired. She was tired of not being at the capacity that she could potentially be at. Because even the girl, what's her name, down here in Atlanta, even the girl in Zinga, I have never seen her put on as much as she putting on now. Now, she always modeled, but the way she putting on now, and that tells me something. You weren't as comfortable in your skin as you said you were.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking people not knocking them at all that have done it, but when you're having those conversations, especially for me, I'm raising a 14-year-old. When you're trying, in her case, she a size 2. But she's always been around plus size women who, well, her mama, who love the skin she in. How she see me is how she see me. We've always been comfortable in our nakedness, and I've always made her comfortable in her body and other people's bodies.
We love to be naked.
Yes, she do. But with that being said, you can see as she's going into high school and being around other people who did not grow up that way. And some of the things she'll bring home saying about her little perfect body is 2% body fat. But she might, and it's only because she's heard other people say things. But anyway, with that, why I even brought that up, when these stars, I think what we lack in this is that we see them visibly go from super size, plus size, beautiful entertainer. Then they lose this weight, but there's no conversation in between. So what does that do to the 15-year-old teenager who worships them, who may just be chunky, plus size, whatever term you want to use? So now, without that conversation in the middle, what does her fans think? You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about them.
Okay. All right. So let's go there.
Okay.
Okay. Now we done got all the way into the entertainment industry. I agree. Now, I'm on both sides of the fence because I always say leave these celebrities alone. They human, whatever. But now when it comes to health, to matters of health and stuff like that, I do believe that if you are a public figure and you're doing these things, and you need to keep it all public because people are idolizing you. I disagree with idolizing celebrities and people like that because I keep it a buck. I idolize my mother and my father, right? I idolize them, right? So for me, none of these people on TV, other than Loretta Devine and Queen Latifah, because I love them. But other than them, I never really got so invested in them that I took their lives at face value because I know that none of us, when we lay down at night, we don't know the demons that people facing and battling. We just don't know. And so I think that what ends up happening, I can't have no co-host, sorry y'all. I think that what ends up happening is we fall victim to equating popularity with integrity. Hashtag your president and all of y'all that follow them. We have gotten to a place in these United States of America where if you're popular, you're honest. And if you're wealthy, you're right. And ain't a word often quite the opposite. Okay, so Drea said Lizzo did have the convo and took her fans on the journey with her. Okay, well, see,
Awesome.
I didn't follow her.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't follow her. Yeah, I don't follow her. But that's cool. That's cool to know. And see, guys, that's why it's important for y'all to engage so that if we're ignorant to something, you can jump in. That's why, you know, these are opinionated conversations. And while we provide empirical data and evidence-based information, we still definitely need to know what's going on.
But see, and that's the importance of conversations, period, that we've gotten away from, you know, in the technological world that we live in. You know, having these kind of open forums to have these conversations is where information is passed. I love it.
Yep, indeed. But even to go back to your point though, Angie, I think that you're right. People do need to have these conversations. Now, I will say, do you think that women don't do it because they ashamed? Because I know Anthony Anderson let us know, listen, I got diabetes. I'm doing these commercials. Listen, I got to get this weight off of me. And you know, we had this conversation too. It's so funny. I never forget having gastric bypass surgery in 2009, and everybody talks shit about it. You taking the easy route. You doing this, you doing that. But now in 2025 and 2026, everybody that I know and they mama that had gastric sleeve surgery. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gonna tell you taking the easy way out because I know what it looked like. And I know that for a doctor to tell me at 23 years old that my mama was gonna bury me in 2 years, that terrified me. I had to make a change. You know, and I think that men seem to be more comfortable with these types of tough conversations than women. And I wonder why that is.
That's a good point. Well, I don't know. That's a really good point. Like, but in general, unless you're with your people, there's certain things you're not going to talk about, you know?
And guys, let's just be real. Now, the plus size fashion market is worth billions of dollars. So the question becomes, did the industry embrace diversity because it believed in it or because it discovered a new consumer market? And the question I'm going to pose to y'all out there is, are brands genuinely embracing body diversity or is it strategic marketing? And so that's going to take us into, you know, why storytelling matters. Because films like Full Figure Flings don't just show representation. Baby, we humanize it. Okay. Oh my gosh, Angie, girl, do you realize we almost at the mark. So we need to really talk about how we're portrayed in film and television, I guess. Comedic side character stereotypes. We're never given romantic storylines, complex narratives, or love driven roles.
You're right. I mean, and for me, as more of a spectator than being behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
it's strategic.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
beautiful face, because most when you think about it, most plus size people that are cast into movies, there's something beautiful about them, whether it's their face, whether it's their personality, something to draw people into that. But while they may have the side role, they're not they don't have the main role. But what's crazy is we talk about it in movies, but it's also kind of that way in life.
Oh, it is.
You know, a lot of times,
you cute for a big girl.
yes, or you my homie, but you can see me for everything but the main, you know? So anyway, I digress.
Yep.
There needs to be a shift because representation matters. And I think about younger kids growing up, if all you see is stick figures or all you see is Coke bottles, you're gonna think that's what I need to be.
That's what you're gonna think. That's it.
And unless you have strong willed family, friends, or support around you to say, no, that's not what you need to be. You need to be you. You're gonna continue to think that way, which probably leads to a lot of people with the injections, the body changes, all the things people do to themselves. Which if that's what you want to do for you, I'm not knocking it. Because have I thought about it? Sure. I think everybody's thought about something they could do to enhance what they already have. Do we need more plus size people in key roles? Yes, I think it's very important.
Yes.
But yes, Jamila, men love them some big girls.
They do. And we got the DMs to prove it.
But society don't want them to love the big girls.
Absolutely.
So they gonna love them big girls and help them and pay their bills and do whatever for them.
Mm-hmm,
but the big girl ain't gonna be who on their arm.
Nope.
Unless I'm just being real, since she put it out
there. Hashtag athletes. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Which is funny because what was it? I don't know if y'all remember The Game. It used to be a sitcom. There was a season where Malik, key quarterback, fell hard for a big girl. And he was ready to put it out there, but his manager was like, no, this will ruin your career. This will ruin your career. This will ruin your career. I'm going to have to find the episode. Okay, my bad.
You know what, Chelsea, they always want to
because it's soft and it smells good.
Wait, but no, let's be real. Wait a minute. Pause on the play. Y'all know I'm petty. Because I can remember. Hanging out with the fellas or whatever. And hearing, big girls be smelling good because such and such and such and such. She smell like fish. And the myth is that we can't clean good because we too big. But y'all ain't got all this stuff. We gotta move. We gotta lift up some here. We gotta pull up some here. We got, like Drea saying, the wave gotta echo. We gotta get all up up there. Like what we talking about? But we keep it clean. So all of these myths and all of these stereotypes about big women and full figure women, like y'all really need to make your move over to the full figure side of things and really see what life is like over here. Because I'm gonna be real with you. Like you come over to this side, your whole life gonna be changed. Y'all gonna be like LaShawn Place.
No, I've been changed. Oh man, like woo! And it's good that we can laugh and joke about it, but in all seriousness, some people really need to have these kind of conversations.
But it was hard. It was hard
to get to this point. Yes,
it was hard. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say it wasn't hard. And the sad thing is, for as much as I was built up in my household, I still had to face reality when I went to school. It wasn't until I got to college
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not doing this with Chelsea. Chelsea is petty in these comments. You remember that? We smell pretty. I remember. And the devil's daughter and all that stuff, Lord. But anyway, insider. But but it wasn't until I got to college and started to meet people, northern and deep south people, that truly idolized real BBWs. And I think, Angie, I'm wondering if it's where we grew up in those small backwoods areas, if that was a big part of the problem, because people weren't cultured and hadn't seen the world. Because if you think about it, when we got to college, we meeting all these people from New York, and I will say one of the things that also was cool, my exposure to DC. Cause like that was a major thing for me, those summers and being up there and being around other like multitudes of people. But and then meeting the people from like Miami and down in Biloxi, like they like everything big. So when I got to college, I was like, wait a minute. It's the country people that got the problems. It ain't us that got the problem,
Yeah, you're right. Because in the country, and it's what's crazy because your mamas, your grandmamas, your aunties, the ladies in the kitchen cooking, the big mamas, they was all the big ladies.
What? Wow, that's crazy.
Wow,
Drea, that's wild. Cause like I'm telling you, like guys and stuff that I met from up top, like they were mad cool, like mad embracing, like everything. Especially, I'm gonna say, especially Philly, especially from like that Philly area, New Jersey, Connecticut, Michigan, like yeah. So that's interesting. Wow. But you know what? Let's pull that colorism piece in there. That could have been a part of the problem too, because we got to be real. Colorism exists. Maybe it was more desirable to be light skinned and fat than to be dark skinned and fat. You get what I'm saying? Let's just be real, because this is what we're talking about. This is what Full Figure Flings is about. And guys, as we starting to wind down, like Full Figure Flings isn't just about excuse me, plus size women. Thank you. It's also about colorism, and we're addressing the fact that light skinned and dark skinned women are always pitted against each other. But when you add in size and all of that, like we losing. When you add in size, big girls losing. But if this industry was all about talent, the whole industry would be full of big women and big men. For real. Like just for real. But then on the flip side, like we were talking about last night, it's kind of annoying too when I used to hate when people would look at me and be like, oh, you look like you can sing. Granted, I can, but why? Just because I'm big as hell, I can sing? My auntie was and she couldn't hold the note. She could not hold the note. Now she would sing, but it did not sound good. I'm just saying. Yeah.
But those are just, a lot of those stereotypes that are out there. Or if you're bigger, you can cook. Now I can cook, but not all big people can cook. Okay. But those are just a lot of, like you said, the stereotypes that are out there. High school was a turnaround.
Guys, all I can say is like, we need independent filmmakers, creators, and storytellers to help us challenge these narratives. And that's why projects like Full Figure Flings come into play. Because representation in media does a hell of a lot more than entertain. It influences our identity, confidence, and cultural perception. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess the question that I pose for the filmmakers out there is, do y'all feel like y'all have a responsibility? Because y'all like to perpetuate dope boy culture. Y'all like to perpetuate polygamy. Y'all like to perpetuate homosexuality. Y'all like to perpetuate polyamorous relationships. Y'all like to perpetuate men cheating on their wives. So why can't we perpetuate big women as desirable? What's the problem with that? If women filmmakers Why are y'all not doing it?
Well, you know what's they're waiting for somebody else to be the first to do it. And what they have done is allowed back to the basics, a production management group to be the first.
Well, let me shout out Miss Gladys. Y'all go check out my plus size bachelorette on Tubi. It was really a good watch. Like I talked to the lead actress and I talked to the director and the writer. Shout out to the DFW, the Dallas Fort Worth area. That's a group of young ladies that decided that they were tired of being overlooked in their area. And so they created a film really putting themselves out there.
I wrote it down.
Okay, yeah, check it out.
Like, watch tonight.
I enjoyed it. And it was kind of cool. And look, it's so funny, y'all know, because I really be into this political stuff. I was like, see, why they have to have a light skinned dude and a brown skinned dude fighting over her? Look at their colorism. They doing it again. And the light skinned dude, I can't tell y'all a story, but yeah, I was like, yeah, why I gotta be like this? But it was good though. But it was good to see real full figure women in their element. And I'm talking about, because y'all know when I say full figure, I'm talking about I need to see some bellies, I need to see some rolls, I need it to be out there. You know what I mean? Like, because it's real. Everybody cannot have a perfect body. So, guys, just real quick, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break and we want y'all to watch the Full Figure Flings trailer with us if you haven't watched it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take you out.
In an industry built on image,
Dark-skinned women, especially men, get overlooked. It's always about light skin, but it's like I'm always fighting this uphill battle just to be seen and valued.
2 plus-size models
Body positivity, but then they're stuck on this mindset of what is the right kind of plus size.
You know what, Lauren? I'm light-skinned.
Yeah.
When you factor in my shape, it erases and debunks any type of privilege they think I might have.
take a fearless stand against their fashion agency's colorist agenda.
Beauty has no shape nor shade, and division has no place in our community.
But a long-buried love triangle threatening to unravel their hard-won sisterhood.
I've been thinking about how everything been going down recently, and I blamed you. I was wrong and know that I regret that. But there's something else you need to know.
Who the hell is this? Get my lady high!
Raw, rebellious,
It's me. Where are you?
Don't you feel safe for me?
and unapologetically bold.
Damn!
Sean's done with me. Sean's done with me. I don't know what to do.
Full-Figured Flings is a fierce, emotional ride through betrayal, identity, and the high cost of truth.
Yes, guys. So if you don't know and if you aren't ready for it, Full Figure Flings is definitely guys, it's so funny. Full Figure Flings is ready to be distributed. It's with the distributor. However, we were, super duper excited. We did not know that we were going to pass QAQC on the first round. So we plan these premieres. But so after the April 25th premiere, hopefully we'll have a date for you to see it. We'll know when, but that's why we want you to come out to the premieres and things of that nature. But Angie, let's return to the central question of tonight's discussion and let's close out. Are we empowering people or labeling them?
So I hate to play devil's advocate, but I want to say both. Like, we are empowering people who are open enough to have real conversations and be honest.
Mm-hmm. All right. You heard it. So guys, For real, tonight's conversation reminds us that culture is constantly evolving.
Yes.
The words we use, the stories we tell, the images we see, they all shape how we understand ourselves and each other. And that's why these conversations matter. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for Fully Seen Conversations Before Triple F. Make sure you stay connected for more discussions leading up to the premiere of Full Figure Flings on Sundays and Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will hear from the amazing Drea Nicole, and on Tuesdays from Tamika Wilson Peacock. And every Thursday, you will hear from Angie and myself at 8 p.m. And we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram Live. But next week, ooh, boy, do we have a treat for you, because we got a plus-size man coming on, and he going to take it all off and put it all out there for y'all. So until next time, remember, this is It's Consulting Time, back to the basics, where we inform, educate, and empower. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
In an industry built on image,
Dark-skinned women, especially men, get overlooked. It's always about light skin, but it's like I'm always fighting this uphill battle just to be seen and valued.
2 plus-size models
Body positivity, but then they're stuck on this mindset of what is the right kind of plus size.
You know what, Lauren? I'm light-skinned.
Yeah.
When you factor in my shape, it erases and debunks any type of privilege they think I might have.
take a fearless stand against their fashion agency's colorist agenda.
Beauty has no shape nor shade, and division has no place in our community.
But a long-buried love triangle threatening to unravel their hard-won sisterhood.
I've been thinking about how everything been going down recently, and I blamed you. I was wrong and know that I regret that. But there's something else you need to know.
Who the hell is this? Get my lady high!
Raw, rebellious,
It's me. Where are you?
Don't you feel safe with me?
and unapologetically bold.
Damn!
Sean's done with me. Sean's done with me. I don't know what to do.
Full-Figured Flings is a fierce, emotional ride through betrayal, identity, and the high cost of truth.